Alright, today on the bench I have this cool vintage custom amplifier. I believe this is the model K200. Runs 4 final output transistors. The complaint is no output. So the first thing I did during my inspection was to take a look down here by the finals. You can see there's been some past work, and I spotted this. If you look down here, see that orange and brown wire? Those are going to the base and emitter directly on the transistors, and that goes against the print. So let's go ahead and buzz out these finals. I bet you they're shorted. I got my meter on diode check, and here is the emitter and base. They appear to be shorted. Can't quite get on that one. There we go. But from collector to emitter and base, I do not see a short. So it may be the windings of this interstage transformer. So what I'm going to do is get in here and clean this up, get it wired per the print, and we'll check those transistors. But if they are bad, I do happen to have a set of matched transistors awaiting installation. So I was able to locate the schematic for the custom online. This is the output section, so you've got the 4 transistors, okay? The thing that I found that was very interesting about this design is you see this transformer. So it's kind of a interstage transformer from the drivers to the finals. In typical solid-state amplifiers, they don't have that transformer. So if your output's short, it goes back and wipes out your drivers. In this case, there is a layer of protection built in. So during my inspection, I pointed out the wiring on one set of the windings coming off of this interstage transformer goes direct to the base and the emitter. And you can see that is not how this is wired. There's actually some resistors in line. For some reason, those were bypassed. So I need to correct that first before I apply power to this unit. Alright, there's the ID tag on the back of the amplifier. Appears to have the original driver transistors, which go right to the driver board. I'll show you that. But the output transistors have been changed with ECG 130s. So I've got the panel loose, so I can fold it down and take a look at that wiring. So this is the driver board. This is what I'm calling the interstage transformer, which goes to the final output section. There's been a lot of wiring done in here. I need to verify that everything is correct. At this point, I don't trust any of it. So taking a look at the wiring off of the driver transformer to the finals, this upper side appears correct. So this brown wire goes over and hits those 2 transistors, and then you see this 8.2 ohm resistor. The green wire goes to that and it feeds the junction. Well, that's not the case down here. The brown wire appears to go over to the other final, but this orange wire goes direct to the transistor. It shouldn't be doing that. It should be up here on the other 8.2 ohm resistor. So I'm going to sort through this, correct it the best I can, and test it. I'm going to bring the amp up on my Variac. Unlike tube amps, I don't have to wait for it to warm up. I'm watching the amperage, make sure there's nothing strange going on. Oh, there we go. So she's playing. I'm only at about 80 volts input. There's 100. It's not pulling excessive current. Sounds a little bit distorted, but it's working. I'm going to check the tone controls real quick. Okay, well, it is working. I'm going to pop a scope on it, take a look at that output, and remember this thing is still full of all the original caps. So now I'm using the audio generator as my input source. We're going to monitor on a scope and see what that output looks like. We're at about 100 volts input. Sine wave looks good. I do hear a little bit of rumbling. Probably got some bad connections or possibly bad caps. Well, good news for the Kustom. The major items appear to be okay, but as you can see, we have got a bunch of capacitors in here that all need to be changed, including the main power supply caps. So as usual, I need to get a hold of the customer and get approval before we can do part 2 of the Kustom.